My beloved child, do you ever wonder why life feels like a mountain one day and a deep valley the next? Why joy bursts into your heart in one season, and then silence covers you like a fog in another? Listen to me now. I am Jesus, the one who walks with you through it all. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew every hill you'd climb and every tear that would fall. Nothing in your life is random. Nothing escapes my hand. I have designed every high and every low as part of a greater story. Your story. One filled with divine purpose, not pain without meaning. When you laughed as a child under the summer sky, when you felt invincible with dreams blooming in your heart, that was me placing vision within you. When you were brought low by rejection, heartbreak, or failure, that too was me, allowing the soil of your soul to be tilled, for only broken ground can birth a deeper harvest. Hear me clearly. You were never forgotten, even in the valley. In fact, I was nearest when you thought I was farthest. Just as I wept with Mary and Martha before raising Lazarus, I stood beside you in your darkest hours, not silent in power, but patient in timing, you see. Highs reveal your gifts, but lows uncover your roots. The applause teaches you how to lead, but the silence teaches you how to kneel. I allowed seasons of lack so you'd never idolize abundance. I let the night linger so that my light would not be taken for granted. Remember Job, my faithful servant? He lost everything: wealth, health, even the support of friends. But in his loss, he found something greater: unshakable trust in me. Job said, "Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him." Job 13:15. That kind of faith isn't born on the mountaintop. It's forged in the fire of suffering. I want to tell you something that many won't say out loud. There is glory in your grief, and there is meaning in your mess. The pain that nearly broke you was permitted to awaken you. Your setbacks were actually setups for a deeper surrender. Do you remember the time you lost the job you thought you needed? Or when a relationship ended and you questioned your worth? You didn't see it then, but I was rerouting your destiny. I shut that door not to punish you, but to protect the promise I've spoken over your life. For I said in Isaiah 55:8-9, "My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. I see what you cannot see. I know what you cannot know. I see generations that will come from your obedience. I see healing that begins because you chose to trust me even when it hurt. You are not just living through random highs and lows. You are walking through divine turning points, each one sacred, each one sewn into the fabric of your calling. I use your joy to lift others and your sorrow to draw them in. Even the tears you cried alone in your car, I caught every single one, for my word says in Psalm 56:8, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle." Your tears are not wasted. They are prayers too deep for words, and I have heard them all. I know the nights when you wrestled with doubt. I know the mornings when you smiled for others while breaking inside. And I want you to know, every high, every low, every twist in the road, it all matters. The applause, the betrayal, the breakthrough, the loss. It's part of the spiritual rhythm I'm writing through your life. Think of Joseph, sold by his brothers, forgotten in a prison. But what did I do? I lifted him to the palace at the exact moment famine struck the land. The same brothers who hurt him would later kneel before him. What the enemy meant for evil I turned to good. And I will do the same for you. Even your lowest moment has a resurrection promise behind it. For I am the resurrection and the life, and nothing surrendered to me is ever truly lost. I've taken your ashes and prepared beauty. I've seen your fear and planned your victory. So if you're in a valley today, don't curse it. Ask me what I'm teaching. If you're on a mountaintop, don't forget me. Remember who brought you there. In both the rising and the falling, I am faithful. I am the God of your sunshine and your storms. And you, my child, are not defined by the highs or the lows, but by my love that never changes. So hold tight even when the winds blow. I am not finished with you yet. The story I'm writing is not a tragedy. It's a testimony. And someone, somewhere, will find me because you trusted me in the middle of your chaos. Stay with me, my precious one. I see you. Yes, even when you feel unseen by the world. I hear the sighs you let out when no one's watching. I know how hard you try to be strong, even when your heart feels like it's unraveling. But here is what I want you to remember. Your life is not spiraling out of control. It is being refined by divine hands. Every high is not just a reward, and every low is not just a punishment. I am shaping your soul through it all. You cry out, why now and why me? But I answer, because I am doing something eternal in you that your eyes cannot yet see. Think of how water carves canyons, slowly, painfully, beautifully. So it is with your spirit. I am carving depth into you. You ask for more faith, and I allow the silence so your spirit will lean not on emotions, but on my word. You cry out for breakthrough, and I allow delay, so that when it comes, you'll know it was me and not your own effort. You pray for peace, and I allow the storm to swirl around you, not to drown you, but to teach you how to stand when the winds howl. Do not fear the low places, for that is where oil flows. In the valley, I anoint you. In the hidden place, I mark you. And the moments you feel most invisible are often the moments I am preparing to reveal the most visible shift in your life. Listen, there are things you learned in the dark that light would never have taught you. And there are treasures in your tears that joy could never produce. I know you've been tempted to quit. I know you've wondered if you missed your moment. But my timing is not late. I do not rush. I do not forget. What I whispered in secret, I will shout in the open. I said in Romans 8:28, all things work together for good to those who love me. That includes the things you wish never happened. The heartbreaks, the closed doors, the moments you thought were failures, all of them are being woven together by my hand. But you must keep walking. You must trust the journey, even when you don't see the path. For I am not only the God of your destination, I am also the God of your detours. The spiritual meaning behind your highs and lows is this: I am sanctifying you. I am removing the parts of you that cannot carry the weight of your calling. I am stretching you to expand your capacity. You cried for purpose. I am answering with pressure. You asked for peace. I am answering with process. And when the enemy whispers that you've been abandoned, I send you reminders, a verse, a dream, a conversation, that I am still here. I'm still guiding, still speaking. Some of you watching this right now are in a season that feels like it's falling apart. But child, it's not falling apart. It's falling into place. I know what's around the corner. I know what's waiting in the next chapter. You don't need to see it. You only need to stay close to me. Stay in my presence. Stay in my word. Because in due season, everything will begin to make sense. That betrayal you went through? You'll look back and thank me for it. That job you lost? You'll realize it wasn't your source. I am. That lonely night you cried on your pillow? That was the moment I marked you with fire from heaven. You are not just living a life. You are walking through holy ground. Every season has a reason. Every tear has a timetable. And your story is still unfolding. So don't rush the pages. Don't skip ahead. There is glory on the way. And you're closer than you think. In the next part, I will reveal how I turn your lowest seasons into launching pads, and how your greatest ministry often begins where your heart once broke. Don't miss it. Part 3 is about to open your eyes to what I've been doing behind the scenes this entire time. Stay with me. And now, child, lean in closer, for this part is sacred. It's not meant to be explained. It's meant to be felt. For there are moments in your life where words are not enough, and silence itself becomes my language. I do not rush the revelation, because glory takes time to grow. What you thought was delay was divine restraint. Me holding back the curtain until your soul was ready to receive the weight of what I had prepared. When you look back over your life, some things still won't make sense. And that's holy, because not every mystery is meant to be solved. Some are meant to leave you breathless, lost in awe, undone in wonder. The spiritual meaning behind your life's highs and lows isn't found in mere comfort or convenience. It's found in encounter. Encounter with me. In the wilderness, in the midnight hour, in the space between your breaking and your becoming. I let you walk through storms so you would discover the strength of my whisper. I let the ground shake beneath you so you would finally reach for the rock that never moves. I wasn't punishing you. I was purifying you. And now can you feel it? That deep stirring in your spirit, that knowing you can't explain? That's me. That's the part of you that's waking up again. That's the part the enemy tried to bury in despair. But it's rising. I've never stopped working. I've never stepped away. Even now, angels are moving around you, touching hearts, breaking chains, opening doors that you haven't even knocked on yet. Because this is the season where the lows you thought would destroy you become the foundation under your destiny. Do you remember the bleeding woman who touched my robe? She didn't call out. She didn't beg. She just reached. And that's all I ask of you now. Reach. Reach past the fear, past the numbness, past the what-ifs. Reach for me in the dark, and I will flood your soul with light. Some of you watching this are standing at the edge of giving up. But I tell you, there is oil in the pressing. There is fire in the silence. There is holiness in the heartbreak. Do not rush through your low moments. Pause and feel me there. I anoint broken things. I raise what others bury. And the valley where you wept will soon echo with victory songs. But let me show you something deeper. Some of your highs were never blessings. They were tests. Some of your lows were not losses. They were alignments. Every time your heart broke and you thought, God, where are you? I was whispering, I'm right here, and I'm doing more than you think. I've seen how the world has lied to you, measuring success in likes and followers, in wealth and applause. But I measure differently. I count your faithfulness in the fire. I reward your worship when no one else hears it. I crown your obedience when the crowds are gone. And child, there's a beauty I've placed in you that even you haven't seen yet. But it's rising. It's being refined in the friction of every high and every low. Don't let what hurts rob you of what's holy. I have a plan that stretches beyond your lifetime. I'm building something eternal through your temporary struggle. And I promise, every pain has a resurrection. That's not cliché. That's covenant. That's what I sealed with blood on the cross. And now, I leave you with this. Do not forget what I've spoken in the quiet when life gets loud again. Do not abandon the whisper for the noise of the world. Stay close to me. Keep walking with me. Because when the dust settles and the noise fades and the lights dim, I will still be here. I am the God of Abraham and Sarah, of David and Ruth. I am the God of every broken heart that still chooses to believe. And I am your God, through every up and down, through every high and low. Let me carry you now. Lay it all down. Now breathe, my child, and feel this moment. Because what I am about to speak is not just for your ears, but for your spirit. The reason you have survived what should have destroyed you is not because of luck, nor fate, nor human strength. It was me. I stood between you and what was sent to devour your purpose. I blocked attacks you never knew came. I shielded you in battles where you didn't even know war was waged. And now you wonder why you've been through such extremes, mountaintop victories, followed by deep aching valleys. But hear me. This is how I build saints. Not on easy roads, not through endless applause, but through sacred fire. I allow the shaking because I know what's unshakable within you. I let the storm come not to scare you, but to seal you. I want you to know that what you're walking through has a holy intention. It's not to shame you, but to shape you. You see a low moment. I see a launch pad. You see a broken heart. I see a deeper vessel. You see time lost. I see eternal impact. There are people assigned to your pain, whose healing will begin the moment you share what you survived. There are destinies that will shift because you didn't give up in the desert. Do you remember when Elijah sat under the tree and asked me to end it all? Even my prophet felt that weight. But I didn't answer with judgment. I sent an angel with bread. I gave him strength to walk again. And child, today, I do the same for you. My spirit is your strength. I am your hidden manna. I am bread in the wilderness, water from the rock, light in your darkest hour. The highs you've known were glimpses of heaven, but the lows, oh, the lows. That's where eternity touched your soul. That's where my fingerprints are deepest. That's where your voice began to sound like mine. Because I am not raising shallow worshipers. I am raising warriors. I am calling those who won't just sing in church, but who will trust me in silence. Those who won't just serve when seen, but who will worship when forgotten. And that's you. You've been chosen not just to feel me, but to reflect me. So, child, the next time life pulls you low, don't panic. Pause. The ground may be shaking, but your foundation is sure. I am the cornerstone that never cracks. When your bank account is empty but your heart is still praying, heaven listens more closely. When everyone celebrates you, rejoice. But when no one sees your faithfulness, rejoice even more, for great is your reward. I didn't come to bring only highs. I came to redeem your lows, to prove that what man calls loss I can make overflow, that what the world calls defeat I can mark with victory, that what you thought was the end was the very place I started something eternal. And now I leave this imprint on your soul. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are not too late, you are right where I need you, on the path of purpose, led by the shepherd who knows every valley and every mountain ahead. My grace is mapping every turn, And if you could see the heavenly view from where I sit, you would understand why I've allowed what I have. But even without seeing, still trust me. That is where miracles are born. One day you'll tell this story, not as a victim, not as someone barely surviving, but as a vessel of my glory. You'll say, I didn't understand it then, but God was writing something beautiful. And others will feel my voice in your testimony. Because your pain has become a portal. Your story is soaked in anointing. And your life will preach what your mouth never could. So breathe again. Believe again. Rise again. Not because you feel ready, but because I have called you. And my calling will never be revoked. Now go, not in fear, but in fire. Let this message burn in your soul. Let it awaken what the enemy tried to silence. And if your heart was stirred today, don't keep it to yourself. Someone you know is standing in their own valley. Share this with them. Let them hear my voice through yours. And if this message gave you light, hope, or even just a flicker of strength, then subscribe to God's sacred voice. Because I'm not done speaking, I'm just getting started. Watch what I do next. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. And I am right here, always.